Hello and welcome to my gardening and farm channel, Hannie's Harvest. It is the end of October. Actually, on the day of filming, it is my birthday, which I didn't even realize till I started editing this video. But what better gift than this beautifully abundant garden that is still cranking at the end of October. I think that is so cool that I can still come outside and enjoy this and harvest so many vegetables. And hopefully it'll keep going until the freeze, and some of this will continue even beyond that. Right here I'm harvesting, I think these are mustard greens, either that or Chinese cabbages. I've got a lot of those Chinese cabbages throughout the garden this season because they made really good kimchi in the spring. And you can see some of my Halloween art. Every once in a while I just have an urge to do something artistic. So this is my little project for Halloween. And a lot of flowers are still going, like marigolds and cosmos, calendula. Here I pulled out a carrot just to see how big they're getting. And there are a few carrots that are about that large, so doing well so far. Elephant ears, still looking great. I really had no idea that at this time of the year my flowers and vegetables would look so good. So it's just delightful. In this bed I have a lot of Swiss chard. I think it's one of the more beautiful greens because the leaves look so plump and healthy. You'll notice all of the cardboard and wood chips on the paths, and that's actually a couple inches deep at this point. And if you dig down a little bit, it's quite rich, so I'm considering actually planting things in those pathways next season. Here I'm just checking for radishes and pulling out a few small ones. Most of that is daikon radish, and those are taking a lot longer to grow, I guess, large roots than the other types. Also in that bed I had a lot of tatsoi greens and more Chinese cabbages. Along this wall I planted some shrubs so that we can start to cover up that wall over the next years as the shrubs grow. The mist and the sun looked really gorgeous this morning. This was about 7:30 or 8 in the morning. And you can see the beginnings of my shade garden with lots of grasses, ornamental grass, the liriope, I believe it's called, and hostas, as well as can't remember what the flowers are that bloom in the winter. If I can think of it, I'll put it on the screen. And a concrete sculpture that my grandma gave me from her garden. So hoping to continue to work on that shade garden and fill it out, add some seating so we can enjoy it in the hot weather next season. This is a snap pea, and they're really tasty and fresh, so I usually just eat them while I'm working in the garden rather than harvest and bring them in. This is my my bed that's kind of behind the house where I planted garlic and onions last season, and the flowers, as you can see, are still looking pretty amazing, although the zinnias have fallen over and are starting to look a bit shabby. Those are carrots in the container, and all of this greenness is turnips These are my peppers, actually. I'm going to try to overwinter some of my pepper plants, so I hopefully don't have to start all of them from seed. And these are a lot of starts, mostly flowers, that I'm trying to get a head start on, as well as my lemon plant. And then I just wanted to throw in a little footage from about a month ago of my amazing sweet potato harvest. So you might remember that in this front bed I had a lot of sweet potato vines. They looked gorgeous. They filled in all the spaces. I think that was one of the most useful plants that I planted this past year, just for aesthetics, for a weed barrier, and then also for production. So that plastic container you see, I filled that up almost to the top and have more sweet potatoes than I could ever eat. So yes, that was a pretty exciting day to dig out all the sweet potatoes. Now, with all the greens you saw me harvesting, that I will continue to harvest until they die or they're no good, those I am mostly washing, bagging, and freezing, because I cannot possibly eat them all at one time. So I'll just be kind of freezing a mixed selection of greens. There's mustard greens, cabbages, kales, tatsoi greens, Swiss chard, things of that nature, and I'll just throw them all in the same bags and put them in the freezer for this coming winter. So I'll leave you with the rest of this sweet potato harvesting footage. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my garden here at the end of October. It's just astoundingly beautiful to me and is my little oasis whenever I get stressed. It is just a blessing to be able to walk out here and fiddle around with my plants and experience such majesty of nature. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Happy Halloween, and I'll be back soon with more gardening videos.